So, I guess the spell has backfired on you, and you're wondering, what should you do? Well, spells can backfire for numerous reasons. It could be the incantation you read that was incorrect. It could be the correspondence of colors that you used in your ritual. Well, today I don't want to focus on why. I want to focus on what should you do. Well, I want to say this. Like fires, if you were born in the 80s, you remember they used to have a saying in school, stop, drop, and roll. Well, in the magic world, you want to do something similar, but you want to make sure you catch it before it becomes much worse. See, like cancer, you'll find that the best way to treat cancer is to catch it before it spreads. Magic works the same way. You want to make sure that you pay attention to the signs and symptoms before it gets worse. See, when you catch a spell, when the signs and omens are showing, you're lessening the effects or the potential, or you can even prevent the hard times from coming if you catch it when it's in the phase of signs and omens. Now, what do I mean by signs and omens? I mean, listen, you can be going down the street, driving down the street, and you read something that has nothing to do with you, but the eerie, how can I say this? The eerie coincidence. Let's just say you're doing some type of revenge work on someone, and now you see your name pop up with, let's just say if your name is Freddy, you may see Freddy's dead. Now, this is something abstract that has nothing to do with you, but it could be, a reference to a movie like Freddy's Dead. There was a movie called Freddy's Dead. Now, all of a sudden, weeks later, you're out, or probably not even say weeks later, it could be days after you do that. And now, all of a sudden, randomly, you pick up a paper and it shows the old movie of Freddy's Dead or something of that sort, right? Now, your name is Freddy. Why are you seeing that? That can let you know, hey, Freddy's dead and your name is Freddy. That can be a warning of what you're doing. These things that have an eerie vibe to it, revolving around something that relates to you, I would take that into consideration. I would not just, brush it off like, oh, it's a mere coincidence, because that's how the backfiring begins. You usually get a warning before your destruction, right? So now, we're moving into, things that begin to happen, right? Like, okay, let's just say things are beginning to close down. You already have your omen, but now you're getting things are closing down. Here's your sign. You're having problems. Let's just say you were supposed to go somewhere, and now all of a sudden you can't find your wallet. Now, you can't find this. Now you can't find that. Now, or let's just say, you get terminated from a job. These are things letting you know that something is wrong. Now, I don't know if you want to take that as something great or if you're going to look at it as something small, but as time goes on, there's a lot of things that will transpire, or they could be minor things that transpire to catch your attention, because once you stop these things or you stop what you're doing, then you see that these things begin to halt, right? So now, what happens if you reach the final stage or the latter stages of your work backfiring? Well, I want to say this. Hopefully, it didn't cost you a lot of grief and a lot of pain, because usually at this stage, there's two things that can happen. There is things that have graduated to the extreme that nothing can be done except for stopping the mayhem from continuing. Or you may find yourself in a situation where you stop what you're doing and everything is taken back, or everything regresses. Let me give you an example. I remember there was a lady that was doing a love spell, and she was told not to have sex while she's doing this type of work, right? Well, let's just say she violated the rules. Weeks later, she ends up finding out that, that she has cysts growing in her womb. So she goes to the doctor, they do the test, and they verify everything. Now, when she canceled the work, she goes and gets looked at. The doctors say they can't find anything. Strange things like that happen. I remember there's another woman, let's just say, she was supposed to do things a specific way. Now she was working with an intranquil spirit, right? And let's just say she didn't do what she's supposed to. She gets a random call from the doctor, and the doctor says, we found a lump or some abnormal cells in your breast. So this lady calls in, and I tell her, do X, Y, Z. She goes in a week later to see what the results are, and they say, oh, well, the cells went away. They don't know how that's even possible. So again, you have situations like that which occur when you're doing work and you halt what you're doing, you stop what you're doing, and then you find yourself, or you could find yourself in another situation where, yeah, you've halted everything, but you have to deal with the consequences of what you've put into motion. Now, this is something that truly depends on what force you're dealing with, because every force is different, and the severity of the consequences vary according to that spirit.